There are a lot of aftermarket performance part options out there, but only a few that are designed, engineered, tested, and backed by Chevrolet. Today, I want to give you an overview of our ZZ632 EFI crate engine so you can better plan your project. There's an old saying that says there is no replacement for displacement, and the ZZ632
Notice the ends of the heads don't say RSX on them. We'll get to that in a minute.
EFI certainly delivers on that point. With 632 cubic inches, this modern-day bow-tie big block produces over 1,000 horsepower and over 860 pound-feet of torque on 93-octane pump gas. To achieve this outstanding performance, this tall deck bow tie is topped off with a new cylinder head design with raised and spread intake ports and free-flowing exhaust ports that are not restricted by production design limits. Delivering the fuel-air mixture is a new design high-rise port fuel injection intake manifold topped off by a 4500 series throttle body. Our performance engineers took the big block crank-triggered ignition from the Chevrolet Performance parts bin and adapted it to the PFI system that utilizes coil near plug technology from newer design production engines. A unique valley cover has coil mounts that tucks the coils under the intake manifold and keeps them out of the way, which minimizes the length of the spark plug wires to provide a clean, sleek appearance. The internal components include a high-quality forged steel crankshaft, forged steel connecting rods, and forged pistons that work together to deliver big power for a long time. I hope this quick look at the ZZ632 EFI bow-tied big block crate engine from Chevrolet Performance helped you learn a little more about how it might be the perfect fit when you are planning your next project. Make sure that you measure your vehicle for cylinder head and air cleaner clearance. The ZZ632 EFI big block is physically larger than any other crate engine from Chevrolet Performance and may result in interference in some vehicles. If you're ready to get started today, please call or visit your local Chevrolet Performance dealer or learn more at Chevrolet Performance.
Oh, I'm ready, all right. How about you? Yes. Today, I just wanted to drop a video. You see a lot of tidbits, bits and pieces, and you know, I see a lot of people like really don't have a complete comprehensive video on, you know, as far as why ZZ632 is the king of the hill as far as like Chevy big block. Big block is something I want to see Chevy bring back. I mean, at least be an option in the production lineup, or at least be able to order a car with a big block. Torque is something that I've, especially after owning that LT4 with that small 1.7 blower, that instant torque. Oh my God. It's almost like a drug. And I'm telling you, having more torque than horsepower is something I massively want to bring back. But I get it with the emissions and everything. I'm happy that they come in a crate motor, but the ZZ632 is by far hands down the best. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what about the 502, the 572? Well, in my theory, or in my own opinion, the theory of there is no replacement for displacement, it rings true even today. So here's my thing. I kind of crunched the numbers because this motor's like $40,000. And I will tell you this. I came across, so let me add it in here. Boom, boom, boom. So I basically, you know, you can go to Chevrolet.com and I did nothing more than I crunched the numbers basically right here. The dyno graph is also a very key importance as to why. I think even though it's double the cost of the next, you know, downgrade from the 572. So you got the 572, 632. What is that? It's like 60 some inches. I think it's worth 60 some cubic inches, but it's like double the price. Now the 572 is carbureted. I think that you can get a Copo version, which does have like a high ram intake that you can get that is EFI, but the 632 is EFI, and I think that's key. Also, that's part of the reason why it costs so much money. Now, this thing's 1,000 horsepower right out of the box, 93. I would imagine at 12-to-1 compression ratio with E85, you might pick up a little bit, not a lot, but it's going to be a hell of a lot more affordable to run, because I guarantee you this thing has a drinking problem from hell. Now, okay, so I'm going to jump back and forth here. So 1,004 horsepower, 876 torque at 7,000 RPMs. I think that this is ideal because the power graph keeps climbing the higher you go on the RPM. Now, if we jump over to, I'm just going to do here to the 572, look at the power graph here. You've noticed it peaks at like, it's really starting to fall at like 50, what would you call that? 53, 5250, 5300. That's not enough, man. I at least want to go to 6500. Having that Camaro or having that ZL1 with the LT4, you're really not getting into anything, any kind of power until 2,500. And when your power and everything peaks at like, 50, that's only 2,500 RPM of playtime. That's not enough, especially with the gearing. I mean, you'd have to have that car gear so tall. Yeah. And then you get down here, and max RPM 6,000. I love the fact that the ZZ632, now they both have forged internals, they both have a cast iron block, but the one thing I want to get into why I think that the ZZ632 is so special, other than the simple fact that it comes with a Holley Terminator, I believe, EFI system with and it comes with a tune and the wiring harness and all that stuff. It should, for $40,000, it should. But the one thing I wanted to touch on was the heads. Why I think that the heads are so special, and that's what makes this engine so special. I found a good video here. Boom, boom. I'm going to do this. Okay, so this was a good video I found. The channel is internal combustion, so good job. I think they found him at PRI at the booth when they first launched this motor. So let's hear him talk about the heads.
Industry in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm here with my friend Alan. We spoke at SEMA about the ZZ632 crate engine. I'd like to talk about the cylinder heads. We have a little better display here where we can see the combustion chambers. These cylinder heads are also going to be available through GM Performance by themselves, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is the difference between these heads and the heads that run, say, the ZZ572?
Sure. So these heads are brand new for us. These are the new RSX big block cylinder head.
Okay.
These heads were derived from a ProStack head, the DRCE, except rework to work on the 4-inch 840 big block bore spacing.
Okay.
As a result, you can see a lot of those racing things that trickle down, such as the symmetrical port intake runners. It's got a separate valley tray with the dry manifold, fully O-ringed. These heads take a one-piece rocker bar with shaft-mounted rockers. And as you can see, the intake and exhaust ports are raised significantly.
Okay. So what compression ratio is this set up for right now on the ZZ632?
On the engine, it's set up for 12-to-1.
12-to-1?
12-to-1. Holy crap. I think even the 572, now I'm not going to pull you guys over with me here, but I'm just going to check the compression ratio. it's 9.6 to 1. So it's a lot lower compression on but man, I'm telling you what, I want the 12-to-1. That is going to be a freaking ground pounder. Let's keep going.
Okay. And the RPM of this engine is how much again?
It's 7,000 on this one, and that's with a hydraulic roller lifter.
Okay. Now, is there enough material?
My LT4 went to 6,500. Now we did raise the limiter up, but even factory, that 376 cubic inch supercharged motor was set at 6,500.
On these cylinder heads that if someone wanted to, they can still go and rework them and port them out a little bit?
There is, yes. So these heads will be offered in 3 configurations. As you can see here, a ported bare head or a ported assembled head, but we also offer it as an unported bare head. and in which case that this is not ported. Everything is left unfinished for the end user, the customer, to finish.
Yeah.
The seats and guides would come in a bag, separate bag with the cylinder head at that point. The way it's finished right now, these heads have 71 cc combustion chambers. They're centralized spark plugs. On the 632, the assembled heads comes with full titanium intake and exhaust valves, copper
Titanium intake, titanium exhaust valves. Ooh.
beryllium seats, and bronze valve guides.
Okay.
I just don't like the bronze seats and guides, the valve guides. Ever since I watched the Go Hard podcast video with Brian Tooley, and they touted how good powdered metal is, I've just kind of been really hesitant to go this way. But you're going to hear at the tail end of this video the warranty.
Now, if someone wanted to go buy these heads, can you just stick these on any big block, or does it have to be a special bore?
They will fit on any big block. They have the big block standard hole pattern. However, these heads have the additional Ford Valley lugs here. So they're made to work with our bow tie sportsman block, which also incorporate those heads on those lugs, I should say.
Okay.
These blocks are available. The sportsman bow tie head block is available in either a tall deck, standard deck, two-piece main seal, or one-piece main seal.
Okay, but say I want to stick these on an old school, 396 or 454. Can I do that, or would that run into issues with the valves?
It would bolt up. They don't have you wouldn't have the 4.
Okay, so this is just extra clamping force then? Is that what that does? Or
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you need a special block then. Can we see the extra bolt or no?
You won't be able to.
You can't.
It's put together right now. No.
Yeah. Okay.
You can a little bit down there.
And this motor comes with a full warranty then?
The 2-year, 50,000-mile warranty.
Okay.
2-year, 50,000-mile warranty on 1,000 horsepower, 876 foot-pounds of torque. That's incredible. That's amazing. 50,000 miles. So that tells me that, those heads will actually probably hold up. I mean, if not, they'll warranty it, I guess.
1,000 horsepower. Runs on pump gas, 93 octane, and has a hydraulic roller lifter.
Gotcha. Okay. Is this going to be a limited production run, or are they just going to sell and manufacture these for?
No, we're planning on making these things.
Okay.
We're going to no plans for a limited run. We're just going to keep making them.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. And then this is
Yeah. So that was pretty much the end of the video. The thing is if you notice, that have RSX stamped on the side of them. And as far as I found, there was a gentleman, and actually I'll just put him in right here. I'm sorry. It was, the guy's name is Ron Sperry. And the story behind that is, back in the 80s, he designed some special type of cylinder head, which never made it into the production, but it is now. Now, the reason behind as to why, somebody drop it in the comments if they've done their homework. But I don't know why this special combustion chamber style made it into production or whatever. But this is kind of like an homage. They're paying some respects to Ron Sperry. But he was a component design engineer. So, yeah, something to do with the internal combustion engine. But as far as the RSX goes, that's where the story is behind that. I'll make it just a little bit bigger for you fellas. They did, Hot Rod Magazine, like I said, they did a good article. I'm going to leave a description to this if you want to read the head design. But as far as, I'm going to tell you right now, from everybody that I've heard, you're not, if this is going in a car, you're not going to be able to just slap some headers on it and go. If you put it in a truck, maybe. But why would you want to buy some off-the-shelf crap? And I don't know, maybe if you're just wanting to get on the road or whatever, but if you're going to do something like this, a special intake is going to have to be made, and special handmade headers are going to have to be made for this. But anyways, Hot Rod did a very, very good breakdown. And it does talk about Sperry right here. Joined the company in 1968. I think they might talk about his involvement with the head and what he designed. But yeah, was also heavily involved in that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to leave a link to this article if you guys want to read it. I just wanted to do a breakdown as to like the ZZ632. Guys, this is like the pinnacle of everything. I mean, if you put this thing on E85, you might pick up like you might go from like 1,004 to I don't know, maybe 1,035, 50. I don't know, but anyhow, this is incredible. I just wanted to do a video. I think nobody has touched on this thing, but as far as like the 572 and the 427, the 502, 454, all of those, I mean, they're incredible motors in their own right, and you know, you guys buy whatever motor that you're wanting, but as far as this goes, EFI, 4-digit horsepower, EFI Chevy big block drop in, 50,000 mile warranty, well, 50,000 2-year mile warranty. Woo! That is insane. As far as why I chose it was the King of the Hill, I was pretty much just looking at the dyno graphs and looking at, you know, what they call power under the curve and what you would just, is for me, the characteristics that I would want on for a street car with that much power. I think that the dyno graph and everything that ZZ632 and which it produced, that's the motor I would go with. Now, as far as the $40,000 price tag, you know, the 572 comes in at like $20,000. It's like half. You know, the titanium valve train, the cylinder head design, the extra tall, you know, this thing's got a camshaft in it that's just under 800 thousandths lift. Like it's incredible. I think the bore, the stroke is like 475 and the bore is like 460. This thing it's just massive on every scale. Stupid. I would love to see like what kind of fuel economy this thing gets, but yeah, I know it's probably laughable. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave all this information in the description box. I hope you guys are having a good day. Don't forget to like the video. If you think I'm wrong, I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments. You guys have a good day. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.